sassafras, fraggle baggin'. Baggle fraggin' sassafras. Stickle bag, stink baggin', sassafras. Sassafras, stink bagger. You sassafrassy little stink bagger. Sassafras and saddlebagging baggle sand. Sandbagging my saddlebags. With your baggle sand. You sandbagging my saddlebags. Hey. Yeah, you. Are you sandbagging my battle sags? Cowface. Whoa, infinite tunnel universe. Hope everybody, well, I don't know. I don't really have anything to say on this stream, so it doesn't matter if you can hear me, I suppose. Just working on a drawing project and streaming it as a forcing function to get it done. It's going to be 5 heroes from my man Jamie over there. I was going to try something new, which is do line art with an undercolor, which is normally something I avoid. It's kind of the comic book playbook, if you will. But not really here to do a lot of talking, just drawing. Get all these lines where I feel satisfied with them, you know. Get some shadow over here. So my first character in the group of 5, hey everybody, is a minotaur fighter. Let's see, minotaur fighter, right horn. He does have hair. Scars, yeah. Great hammer and a big crazy mace. Okay. So yeah, I'm just not really here to do a lot of chatting, just straight up showing this process, I suppose. As a teaching method for me too. Sometimes when I stream, I go faster and I'm more aggressive, more decisive. Because, you know, you want it to be dope and whatnot. If you guys hear any squeaking sounds in the background, it's either Dub on Mars or Chutney. Just kind of scarring him up a little bit. So it's like this minotaur. I don't like how minotaurs need to be a little bit inhuman, but he's a little too inhuman. But you know, Bullmouth is Bullmouth. You can't negotiate with Bullmouth. No more than you can negotiate with a turntable placed on a cinder block. All right. Minotaur fighter. It's a pretty brazen character class. Okay, so let's get this belt filled in a non-million year way. There you go. All right, he's starting to have some life there, some usable curvatures. Instead of the Hulk, he's the bulk. Guys. The bulk, the bulk, the bull, bulk, the incredible bulk. It doesn't quite have the same ring to it, does it? Incredible bulk. Because it's not bulk, he's a bull. Anyone? You got the abs, you got those minotaur abs. Oop, missed that one. There we go. Whew. Good old big badass fighter guy to get things kicked off. I usually do that guy too first because he's kind of the easiest, but also kind of serves as the backdrop. So I'll kind of get him in so I can establish the scene. All right, here's this mace. He's got like a hand protector that's like that. There we go. Good. I was like, man, where's his hand protector? I can't see the angle on it. There we go. I love big blocky hand protectors. They probably have some cool name in armor lingo, but I don't currently know that name. Anyways, hey everybody. Pew, tunnel of agony. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hope the exposure is looking good for everybody. Here, I actually can compress this just a little bit. There we go. Now I can see y'all. Look at that. Double. I got double vision. The canvas size is about 30 inches by about 9 inches or 11 inches. So that lets me do a very large like BM screen or poster or just smaller stuff. No, gauntlet isn't cool enough word. It's not a gauntlet because the rest of your hand is bare. It's just like this cool piece of square armor that has a pad and finger rings on it. Like right here. It's a very samurai type design because it leaves the fingers nice and limber for the speed and the gentle grip of kendo. So which line is out of line here? I think it's that one. So yeah, it's like you get that blocky thumb. Or is it that one? There we go. Okay. Okay, so I've got my basics here. This is going to be like a hammer. The other one's a mace. I just want to get these basics in, though. I don't want to get like crazy with stuff. This is his hammer. Man, I was at REI getting some stuff. You got to get stuff at REI, and they had like the scariest looking ice hammer thing. Oh my god! There's no way that's needed for camping. It's just for killing people. And like crazy, you know, Mike Myers, Jason Voorhees type people. This thing was nuts. Okay, so anyways, I just wanted to get the sort of the backdrop on this guy, and then what we're also going to do, we're kind of just setting the tone so we can do the faces. So the next thing, I don't know why I'm saying we. That's really weird. It's probably the just global conditions nowadays. It's a bit stressful. So I was just undercoloring. So let's just see, I've got my lines on top right here, and then I just kind of go in here and just do some undercoloring. So I kind of wanted to like try something a little bit new. I have these Sumi brushes that I made. I mean, do you really make anything? It was more like found and tweaked for way too long. There we go. This is the main brush used to make Warmaker. So like, could I do something like this where it's like, I love that ending credits for Dark World where they do that. Ajax, you can email me if you want to get a project started. The queue is a little lower than it was in early April. It's more like a week now rather than a couple. 2 weeks is just forever. Okay, so just kind of running with this undercoloring feel and just kind of switching up a brighter tone and shrink your pen a bit and just sort of get this tone kind of in here or something. I don't know. And then maybe get a real bright tone. Kind of do some of these top edges. Maybe we should give them some like cool like cowhide type spotting. That'd be kind of fun. Like this is the cowhide spotting. Yeah, good. So that's a little too much mess, but I think you get the idea. Let's throw some white in these eyes so they'll pop. And then we're going to kind of just move on to the other characters so we can kind of get the portraits going. So let's get like this horn needs to be like horn color, i.e. sort of brighter and more saturated than the body. Like in there. And then just sort of clean this off. And then fix up where you messed up, because I always mess up. I don't know why I'm saying you. I'm just painting, you know? I'm a strange person, an anchor man. Anyway, okay, there we go. All right, nice. There you can start to feel the kind of the idea with how the colors could. I both, John Merrick, I do both. I buy brushes, and I also then tweak them a bunch and save them so that I have kind of ones where I use an extremely low amount of them, because the more you use, the slower you learn. So you really just need to settle a little bit, which I know is sometimes anathema to the artist's mind. But if you settle and practice on fewer brushes, I think you do learn faster. So if learning fast is good, then there's that argument. All right, cool. Just kind of playing with this lighter brown here and kind of letting it happen on him a little bit. Chetney, what in the world are you doing down there? Okay, now before I get too excited about my Minotaur fighter, which I definitely am, I'm going to go back to black and back to my chisel brush. This is just a standard hard oval with size sensitivity. And we're going to get the next character going. So we can kind of match their portraits first. Make sure that they look like they understand each other. Next we have Sir Liam Laith, a male Asimar. Now Asimar are kind of like angel babies. Blonde hair with golden eyes for an Asimar? Unheard of. Scar, left face. Pendant, tabard. Shirbity. Okay, so we got to do the upper part. So scar, left side, blonde, golden baby. And the last thing I want to do is not forget the hair on this guy. So we're going to do it in black. This is back to our crazy Minotaur fighter, who's definitely more Minotaur than human at this point. Has this cool like Trent Reznor hairdo. Because D&D. Nope. Instead, he has... How could it flow across? There we go. Like a mane on a horse, but kind of like sloppier, kind of coming to the side. There we go. Yeah. There we go. That humanizes him in a kind of a cool way. And he's like, he has to go to the Minotaur bar, the Minotaur. We sail for Minotaur by morning. Hey, buddy. That's right, Chet. It's drawing time. All right, so back to line art on our second portrait. Here's my tool. So you guys can see that kind of compare work with just one brush. I mean, yes, everything I've done the last 6 years online, I've done with like maybe 3 brushes. Okay, so the second one, the asimar. Yeah, so asimar are always looking up because they're so inspired by angelic conceptions of the multiverse. Only they don't really have noses sometimes. So you got to keep the nose very flat. And they also have this like concern on their face, kind of like Dr. Manhattan. There we go. Close. This is a male asimar too, so I got to be careful with getting too delicate with the mouth, but he's got to have this disappointed look. It's close. It's close. It's close. There we go. There we go. You know, it's perfect for like a cleric, asimar cleric type character. There we go. Nice. Got it. Okay. Now he's just not looking up enough. I like my head structure though, but I can really improve a lot of elements here. One fun trick, if you don't like want to redraw everything, is just try this guy. So there, now he's got like that looking up perspective. There we go. There we go. Cool. Asimar are definitely cool if you like to play the sort of already awesome, kind of mighty, intrinsically sort of character persona. Kind of like some wizards are like that too. Like even at first level, you kind of take on this air of being like the astounding wizard. And that can be really fun. Okay, can't not get too hung up here. I'm noodling around. Instead of just accepting this expression. Now he's too big because he's like minotaur size. So like human is like that big. He's down here. Like here-ish. Something like that. He's a little small, so we're going to bring him up. Just a tiny bit too big. There we go. Do I know that? I don't. Total guess. Probably wrong. But that's okay. We're just going to keep rocking. Sweet. So they also, if I know my asimar very well, they can sometimes be sort of marked. Red Fox, you got a sub because you draw. Yeah, Talroth, they are really, really new. They really are. They're part of the kind of the newer set. I mean, they've been around for, a few years now, but the newer set of, a little bit more fanciful stuff. I would say a lot of stuff sort of inspired by Magic the Gathering's sort of fantasy tone. Okay, so what does this guy do? What's his deal? He's got a scar on the left side of the face, blonde hair, a big pendant. Okay, tabard. All right, cool. Got one too many lines as far as his like Polynesian markings. There we go. One too many lines here, kind of making him look weird. There we go. Because in some ways, the Asimar, I think of them as being like less flawed than people, like sort of more perfect, more geometric looking. So you don't want too bumpy of a jawline. There we go. And give him a little shadow here. There we go. Cool. There we go. That's the face I was looking for, the Dr. Manhattan face. Okay, and then he wears a crazy pendant. I'm thinking it's an upside down triangle design. Yeah, like angel people, exactly. They're kind of archons of humanity. Oh, you need to go on epic quests, kind of like paladins with a supernatural component to their peoples. You have to be careful. Every line around the eyes can change the meaning of the expression. All right, so as you can see, I'm just going to stop. And this is crazy because I'm just like stopping and I'm going to move on. I want him to live in the same world that he does. So next, chop. This is how we do some of these more complex ones. I was just kind of shooting the moon on the style with this one. Bruce Leroy Jenkins, male tiefling, looks like Darth Maul. That's cool. Okay, so let's just deal with that before we think about any of the other stuff. A male tiefling who looks like Darth Maul. Now, one thing I know about Darth Maul, he always looks at the camera. And he's always pissed. But this is a tiefling doing the same shit. Glaring at me with his midichlorians and his stabby cheap shot at the end. I couldn't believe after all those moves that Qui-Gon can handle, he couldn't handle that funny cheap shot. That was kind of weird. Like you can flip at me from the top of an active nuclear reactor or wave your left hand and I'll look at it like a funny bird and stab me. Like, which one am I going to fall for? Oops. The latter. Qui-Gon got cut in half, guys. Okay, anyway, so this is this pissed off tiefling. But with a Darth Maul kind of look. So we're going to draw him just a little bigger than he needs to be. But hopefully the details should fit. Tieflings have these tight wrapped horns that are sometimes like hair. Like that's too much. You need it more like that. Yeah. There we go. It's a little bit Mozart-y, isn't it? Save a lot of time doing those cheesy tricks. Sometimes if you get the like the eye combination too big, you get like a funny like fey kind of look or like a weird fairy creature, you know. And it can be weird, so you just need to bring it down. But the drawing still holds up as long as the ink was really bold. I'll go for a little while longer tonight if y'all want to just hang out and see how this gets done. That upper lip is always where the shadow is. Bottom lip is always illuminated. Easy rule to remember. I think I'll probably fill the horns so they're really bold. It is cool to have a tiefling, though, run with an asimar because they're both kind of this nightcrawler ilk. Supernatural warriors in a battle to save the soul of mankind. All right, let's do a quick. I just use this tool to do quick super fills, so I save time. Ye old lasso, one must simply learn how to use it quickly. One must learn to use it better than I, for I have forgotten to hold the button. All right, and then a way that you can kind of give that some character is to cut back into it like that. And there ye be. Well, we haven't gotten into thinking about Darth Maul yet. So let's get into thinking about Darth Maul. He's got the little crown of horn thorns because he's got a bad case of the horn thorns. I'll tell you what. Those are the back ones. Yeah, Era's this character description was a male tiefling who has kind of looks like Darth Maul. So the final piece of Darth Maul is you gotta have the deco. So let's make it symmetrical like Darth Maul's is. Damn, he's tough as hell. Almost like has a kabuki type feel. Well, like Darth Maul does, kind of have a kabuki kind of jam going on. Yo! 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 Boom, 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 boom. I want these to be symmetrical because his expression is so weird. I'm going to cheat. So you get this like kind of odd symmetry to it. Darth Maul kind of has that, this like geometric perfection. Oh, weird. Nice. I think I just need some heavier darks right here. And I'm good. Cool. Okay, so now he lives in his world, right? So let's just chill out, quit drawing the same dang thing, putting too much into it. Get some shoulders really quick, like how. Call it good, and then get him where he sort of lives in here. Because he shouldn't be that small, but he shouldn't be like quite minotaur sized. So he'll be like there, cool, or just a little bit bigger. Yeah, and he has to go over here for some reason. He's a little big, but we're going to find out. Our minotaur is kind of setting everybody down. So instead of scaling down and down to keep people fitting my biggest character, I will grow my stinking canvas so that I don't lose resolution. And then take your big guy and take him up just a scotch to where your other characters look like they fit. You know, maybe even using the 9-head method if you must. So now he can come down just a smooch like that. There we go. Then you come back in and you can kind of feel it. Dang, but he is looking tough. So it'll be really fun to do his whole body. But just for the sake of this stream and to show how I begin my process, I always want the expressions to be the most invested part. And then I start working on the bodies and the equipment and stuff. This is Bruce Jenkins. Then we have Joe Stone Dreamer. Finally, a male dwarf druid. Yes. Long-bearded dwarf belongs in the woods. Oh, super duper cloak. Yes. Fuck yeah. 9 Heads is actually an old book you should check out if you get the time. 9 Heads is a fashion model. 7 Heads is a normal person. But 9 Heads kind of feels like a Gundam or a hero. Kind of a fun, weird, built-in human doodad. John, I don't know. I guess I'd have to chalk that up to 35 years of doing it. Okay, dwarf druid, male, yes. Now, dwarves never face the camera. Just like how sometimes these real badasses like Darth Maul and this guy, they're kind of looking right at you. A dwarf is always happily looking off into the distance because he probably sees a meal or maybe a cask of beer over there. And I always prefer the Paul Bonner dwarf design. So let's try to capture that without doing a lot of construction lines and stuff. So the low forehead. And then the distinctive Paul Bonner style nose. The huge bridge of the nose like that. The deeper eye sockets. Then straight to the bearded mustache. Okay, so there's kind of our start. Now I got a lot of life yet to capture. You know, there's just not a lot of dwarven life there, so I need to get that look. Just start by a hefty dose of denial about my skill level. That's how I'll get started. There we go. Whew, that was close. Okay, there's that eye. Now, how do you know that's the eye and that's like the football eye? I don't know. But sometimes when I hit it, I just suddenly feel life. And if you feel life in the character, then everything else is easy. All the weapons and the pose and a lot of other aspects are all quite simple. But I often feel like, man, that life factor is can be very elusive. Put it here back here. I hate when nostrils come into view. I'm challenged with nostrils. But yeah, here we go. This is what I was wanting. That bridge of the nose just feels so Paul Bonnery. Granted, his skill level is off the damn chain. I smell minerals. Delicious. There we go. See? You see? That's how it's done. Now I'm going to do the into the nostril mustache. That is always such a great feeling when you just feel it like a dwarf appear. How does one feel life? I don't know what that means. All right. Nice. Look at this. Look at this dwarven druid. So see how I'm drawing him too big? That is totally okay because we're going to make it fit at the end. But that's kind of the point of this process. See that? He's not dwarf size. He's like hill giant size. But instead of like worrying about all that resolution and all the stuff, I just want to get a really solid drawing. Or at least as good as I can do. So he's a male druid. So he's got to have a hood. So I can't get into the hair. And I have a cool little hood. Let's just I'm just going to take a lasso. I'm just going to cut off part of his head, his cranium, and I'm going to hood that. See that? Just boom, just like that. I don't want a heavy hood, though. I want a light hood. It can be somewhat more challenging than like a big thief hood or a droopy wizard hood. You really have very few lines to convey. There we go. Got it. And he keeps his ears out of his hood because he's a druid. If your druid can't make the perception check, I mean, who can? Really? Let's be honest. I hope you guys can see and hear okay if you're tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. It's old Ingrid here, just straight up doing this. Doing character art for people. It's so fun, man. Knowing that these characters are played at the table, that is my stuff. Cool. Thanks, Keith. Man, you guys and ladies, people of all kinds, man, it is so crazy out there in the world right now. You actually like encounter people you know and stuff, and you can talk to them. You can totally interact with them. Okay, getting started on this beard, i.e. mustache. Hard to tell the two apart when you're a dwarf. Coming down in here, give it a little cavity, sort of, so the hood has a little bit of space. And then we're going to use this band on the hood to do like a cool design. Because he is a druid. Remember, he's not just a dwarf. So fun to just lean into a nice close-up and just enjoy it rather than hurrying off to do the inevitable, quiver of arrows and stuff. Okay, time for Mr. Cool Design. So let's grab this bar or this band, like kind of like a headband that goes over the hood, stitching part of his cloak. Ooh. Let's start with it blackened in, and now fix everything up so it reads cool. That little tangent fixed. There we go. There's his band. So actually, I think the design of the hood asks that the band split there. Yeah, cool. Okay, so now the carving, or it's not a carving, it's a freaking garment, but like the embroidery. Like those kind of patterns. I just use the default brush. And I slightly squish it to get a little bit of a chisel shape. It's right there, you can see it. There's my brush. Cool. So I'm about done because I don't want to do too much to where it outweighs my like Darth Maul guy. So as much as I could just hang out and work on a dwarf like all day long, want to control how much detail you put in so that they, again, fit together. That's the goal here. So time to scale our dwarf down. Right about there. Looks good to me. Let's go back in and then give him some nice weight. Weight meaning the weight of the ink on the paper, sort of how much darkness a set of lines has so that they sit well with others. If some lines get too hefty and others are too thin, it either looks like it's not done or never catches your attention. You guys ever adjust an imaginary hat that isn't on your head? I'm going to put a hat on my head just so that when I keep adjusting it, there's something there. I'm starting to feel silly. It's like a weird creative habit to adjust my non-existent hat. Okay, I'm back. Hello. Hola, ¿qué tal? Catalonian. All right. Of the characters right there. Let's take Rim, male drow. Cocky wizard, white hair, black skin, black and purple robes. Boy, that's a classic drow caster. Super easy to draw. By some standards. Oops, I just crashed Photoshop. But look, the Sphinx. If I go over to YouTube, into the tunnel. Does that fix me? No. Save this. Kill it. There we go. That's how you fix the current Photoshop crash. Okay, anyways. The drow should be easy. And just for fun, we'll draw next to the dwarf. Who hates a drow more than a dwarf? The drow doesn't. Drow looks down and to the side with devious intention. And we're talking classic drow where it's like, pitch black skin, like coal black, Vanta black, you might even say. Cool. And then the hair. So let's just get like a cranium built here, like almost an Iron Man kind of cranium shape. There we go. Going with a Dave Mustaine kind of feel with the hair. Sick. So kind of like a little, almost abstract would be a way to describe it. But I think it's kind of fun to take the drow seriously sometimes. I know it's hard, but it is Shahara Zazakaranakazan Shara Hakaman Zazakanatsis. The drow. The drowish. How do you... Excuse me, do you say drowish? Killed. Instantly. You ever see drow and halflings hanging out? No. You know why? Food. They're food for dark elves. Dark elves are way too often underplayed in their dark part. I say go all the way. Make them freaking Jack Black metal dark. Like my man right here. Now me, let's get this neck up in this piece. And then the little divider for the neck. There we go. Like, I wouldn't play. What? I don't know what. Oh, Spire. Yeah, sure. I saw Spire. Sorry. Got some crazy stuff going on. Tall. Can I get away with these? Now that is a drow. Y'all, what y'all know about that? Can somebody holler at me on that? Come on, that is the drowest drow that has ever drowed. I mean, look at that. You can't out drow this drow. We got to go ahead and get into some of the body here before I log off. Yeah, I like the lack of teeth, but look at that. Those are so distracting. There we go. Okay. So drow all the time. So we got the purple robe thing going on. Sherazak Saranazon Sazanagaxen. Aki. Black and purple robes with splashes of white ruffles on the shoulders. And cape. He's got stuff floating around him and whatnot and so forth and so on. Well, shit, man. How much drow stuff you got going on, B? What, y'all nuts? All right, boom. There's his, what some might call a cloak. And then this is the cape here. Cape coming off the back. Like, huh? This can't be here. This completely breaks my perspective. There we go. Sick. Dude makes me want to play a drow wizard. So he's like got these weird orbs floating, whatnot, and so forth. So I'm going to try to avoid any shadowing so I can keep his skin as the shadow. Right? You got them creepy, like, wizard fingers. I know that. Oh, wait, do he? He got those other weird wizard fingers. That's what he's got. He's got these wizard fingers. There we go. Mr. Rigid Pants over here is mid-spell. Someone comes in on the drow men's bathroom. And they're like, I thought there was going to be a bunch of drow dudes in here peeing. And he goes, no, I'm freaking summoning Azael the Defiler in here. And they're like, well, that's rude. You've been in here forever. That ritual takes days, bro. There are a bunch of drow out here who need to pee. It's like pulling something up out of the ground, like a rock. Sick. Yeah, man. Feeling it. Well, if dark elves aren't drow, then I've lost my way. Because them two words mean the same thing. I thought. Is that ignorant? All right, this guy's got a cool ring on his like weird wispy finger. There we go. All right, so we are moving on to some color. So before I get much further here, oh, nice. God, that's so drow. What could a tree possibly have to say but to comment upon the quality of squirrel droppings? All right. Let's go back to this. Remember that color layer like 300 years ago? It was on the minotaur here. So let's go back to that brush. It should be waiting for us. There it is. And get some color, and let's kind of just go up a layers to save ourselves some time later. And now I'm going to do a weird thing. I'm going to take a color from the minotaur, and I'm going to stick it in here. Why would I do that? Put y'all nuts? It's because I want to get these colors like unified. Take that same color. Here we go over here. Put a little squib on there. And then change that hue like that. And now there's your new color. That way these colors are linked. Another way you can do it is by mixing a little bit of ink. This brush I'm using here does not really mix. It's very stark, so not good for that task. But you see, I get this nice olive that's linked to that color in the minotaur. See that, how they live together? That's the magic. Hey, Dad. No, that's just it. He doesn't make the fist. He doesn't give you that satisfaction, bro. All right, so now I need a real light gray to accent the hair without like de-whitifying the hair. There we go. This is like old Ralph McQuarrie type trick. Using like a 15% gray. And then boom, you drew TIE fighters. It's just that easy. I wish. All right, boop, 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 boop. So now let's get the skin up where it needs to be. And our line art, maybe multiply. Okay, so then here's there. The skin is pale but saturated on a drow / dark elf. If there's a difference between those two, that is news to me. Dark elves and drow are one and the same in my mind. Maybe, am I confused completely? Let's get a bright color that'll jump out for the little eye sockets. Although his robe is purple and red, like a Magneto style. So let's maybe get like a primary pink. There we go. Cool. That's the start of that character. And then he's a little bit stylized, and he's going to like offer some stylistic freedom to the other characters as we get into them. So our most difficult guy is probably our Asimar, and I knew it would be because these characters are so like, whoa, I am, you know, it's really easy to draw them in an overly like avatar type way where they're just like facing the camera and there's perfectly symmetrical and stuff. Some of them have wings. I like to sort of portray them with wing-like thingies. But I don't really know what my geometry is here yet. Like, what's he doing? Is he like been wrapped up by a spider in a giant web? Is he a funny man? Like that? His feet. Is he a strange statue made by tiny villagers? I think he's actually twisted, so we can kind of twist him this way, and here's his center line. So his body is facing the camera. There we go. So he's like looking slightly off camera at an inspiring future possibility. And it makes this want to come back and live on the other side. So you see some of these are kind of a little pesky. Some of them are easy. So I'm just cheating using transform tools here. That's not going to work. It's terrific. We can kind of do this. There we go. That's going to work. But I'm just going to just ditch these. And I'm going to fuck with it. You know, I could have just redrawn the whole thing at this point. But I am a man with a tiny brain who lives a tiny life, total madness. So we're going to switch back to our chisel, like this chisel, the extreme chisel here. There we go. So he's looking off axis. So now we have something for him to do, which is he's like paying attention to something over there. Huh? What is that? Is that an opening to the fourth realm of absolution? Why, I'm an asimar character with a great manifest destiny and a lot of powers and stuff like that. I can kind of fly. I'm an asimar, and I can kind of fly. As a free action or a bonus action move, and I'm moving far. Not incurring attacks of opportunity. I'm an asimar. Sorry, everyone involved. Deepest apologies. I'm just a little stressed out right now. I'm overcompensating by singing an Asimar song. All right. Dope. There we go. There's that feeling. Doo-doo-doo-doo. I'm an Asimar with droopy arms. I'm a droopy armed Asimar, yeah. I'm a droopy armed Asimar, yeah. I was flexing the butt cheeks because I'm an Asimar. You want to touch my booty? It's hard. you got a rock hard Asimar booty. Oh, it's the end of the weekend. The crazy people are going to start yelling soon. There we go. And by crazy people, I mean people who draw D&D characters on YouTube, of which there's a bumper crop in this room. Bumper crop, I say. 100% of the people in this room draw D&D on YouTube. It's a total epidemic situation. There we go. I am standing in a neutral way because I am neutral and I am judging the world in a neutral way. Oh, yeah. I'm going to return to my dwarf, who is in line art stage. Whoop, go to that layer. Noni. There we go. I'm a druid, so I don't have to draw as many muscles. And I meant for his eyes to sort of be open but have no pupils, but instead what I got was this is one high druid. Look at this fool. Must be an herbalist. Guys. I'm just adding some weight to the beard so it matches the clothes, good stuff like that. As we return to our dwarven druid, there we go. And then he has these cool bands of patterns on his cloak. Hell yeah, now that's hitting it. That is hitting a strange line. Dude, crazy people on the street. Come on, I know it's Sunday. Spring is finally here, but please stop going crazy. Cool. Hope everybody's striving and surviving out there. There's some tough stuff happening in the world these days, but we're going to make it through. We're going to stick together. Hope y'all doing all right on Sunday night. Just chilling with the old man Angry. I've been called the Bob Ross of RPGs, and I humbly accept and strive to earn that mantle. Let's do these sort of little knot patterns before we move on, because I'm just like hella nervous about them. And yes, I guess I just gave away that I'm from the East Coast or the West Coast. You say hella in Philadelphia, it's just like, what? Like, it means lots. I feel like that crazy person was yelling, knock. So maybe somebody like walked in on him. Fucking knock. Oh, aren't those fun? Man, I love that stuff. Druids are so cool. Everybody loves a druid. If you don't like a druid, that's like not liking a puppy. If your friends don't dance, then they're no friends of mine. If your friends don't like druids, then they're no friends of mine. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is. Isn't that dude chill though? Like just checking him out is just like giving me like a chill mode. Look at that. He's vibing to the maximum. He's just like feeling that Mother Earth. Look at that. Oh. Gonna have to get some little sticks and twigs in here though to get him. Let's just keep playing with this hood because why not? This sort of cloak is. Oh wait, before I do that though, let's move on to some skin. So I'm gonna take my drow skin. I'm gonna take my Sumi brush, and he's gonna get a little more tan because he's a druid, so he's like out there in them woods and whatnot. Okay. Skin here, and there you go. So you can see him and feel him. That is so cool. He feels so alive. Ooh, man, that's fun. So just now bringing a highlight color to this. So you just, I just took my color and kind of tuned it upward for highlight. There we go. Cool. Man, he is so chill. And then if you want to be a druid, at least in my club, you got to have a green cloak. So I'm going to take this color. See that? So I took it from the drow. And then I'm just going to modify it slightly. And that will keep it in the same sort of color family. Because I don't know how to do color families and color coordination. So as a person who doesn't know anything, I need to use like tricks like that to keep my colors unified. And of course, your carvings are gold inlay. And just keeping it real loose, not spending a ton of time on it. And then his beard ties are the same gold. And there you go. Like you're kind of on your path for your dwarf. Man, is he fun. He's got a lot of life to him. So at this point, I'm like, how long have we been? Just over an hour. So you can imagine sort of the amount of work that's going to kind of wind up here. Usually it's about 5 to 6 hours for a 5-character group shot. Just grabbing all my here, just kind of setting up now my workspace a little better. I think my asimar is going to be floating. So if he's floating, he needs to be next to Big Boy, if not in the middle, like here. So Big Boy comes over here. See that, how he's kind of like floating behind his hammer. And then we got our Darth Maulfling. Oh boy, that player isn't going to like that. Darth Maulfling. Guys. Darth Maulfling. All right. Then here's my dwarf. He's straight chilling though, dude. He is so dope. Man, is he fly. Okay, so there's probably my arrangement on my characters. He totally has acorns in his beard. Are you kidding me? His name is probably Acorn Beard. I know that his color set is going to need a brown, so I'm going to grab the brown from my drow. Drown, guys. Just a little spot. Then, like I said, kind of grab that color, and as Antonio Banderas would say, let's play. Then you get your new color to paint with. is this particular brown. And then I think his beard will be a salt and pepper light brown that we'll need to conflict with that brown there. Never did. $20 miles. Like, how badly planned was Hobbit infrastructure? Such that if you miss one ferry, you have to hike 20 freaking miles. Like, what if you're late for work? Hobbits, come on, guys. Did Bilbo really like half as many of you, twice as much as you deserve? Or were you all terrible at ferry infrastructure? Ferry structure. There's so many weird gadgets gathered around my computer while I'm trying to draw. It's so sad. Okay, again, harvesting this drown up here, which is a new color that I've. How now, brow drown? All right, take that. Brow. There we go. How now, drow brown? Hi. Hi, my name is Drow Brown. Have you been hurt in a dungeon-related accident? Call Drow Brown. Drow Brown won't go down. We won't let you down of Drown Brow. Because if there's one thing brown about our drow, it's our brow. So come on in to Brown Drow and say hi to our drown brows. If it's not for our brows, our dows are brown. A down brow company. Sponsored by Low and Drow. Guys, someone help me. Send ice cream. I'm going to become deceased. There we go. Give him that little bit of a, not quite like, white like the drow style, but like he's got an old man beard. Oh man, he soothes my soul. I'm telling you what. So we're gonna keep playing with the cloak before we move on from this character. He's just so fun. So you can see in the dark areas, I use the light color for designs, and in the light areas, I use the dark color. So they're kind of like inverses of each other. It's like the most chill dwarf druid I have ever freaking seen. So this is kind of how I throw down when I do the line art over and color underneath. It's definitely more time consuming than just doing straight up paintings. But yeah, if we don't juxtapose the industrialos, we're going to wind up like pronto. Somehow, Mr. Spicoli, you've come. All right. Anyway, I don't like these purple eyes. They're super dumb. That's cooler. Nice. There, the piece is starting to form. Oh man, let's check out old Darth Maul and just give him some strong red and see what happens. Hello. Jeez, yeah, you got really close there. Okay, there we go. I'm not on a date. I'm not on a date with you, Darth Maulfling. Darth Maulfling, guys. Darth Maulfling. Let it be written on every monument. Darth Maulfling. If you look like Darth Maul and you are a tiefling, you, my friend, are Dolph Morphling. Greetings. I am Darth Maulfling. I've come far from the Cradar in the Cradar sector. Many moons have I traveled. I have sucker punched Qui-Gon Jinn. And now I require whiskey. Very well, Darth Maulfling. We've heard of your kind here. I'm not a kind, I'm a character. Boom, 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 diggy, boom, diggy, boom, diggy, boom. What is that music? I've come across the galaxy, and all the Jedis know about me. When Qui-Gon Jinn can dodge my slash, I'll get him with a sucker punch and stab it in his sash. Oh, my name is Darth Maulfling, and I'm like a tiefling, looks like just like Darth Maul. All right. That's probably enough. If I go too much further, he's going to get too kind, too nice. He is so mean. We're like Darth Maul mean. Am I right, guys? That's right, Andre. I am drawing crap. And he is so serious. Okay, so the Asimar I know are kind of golden, peachy. They look kind of like Oscar awards. Let's get into some golden peach. Hey, who are you? I hear you're called the Golden Peach. Yeah, and I'd like to crack your peanut, young man. Calling me the Golden Peach and whatnot. Okay, so that color isn't quite right. There it is. That's that. You can't spell ass without Asimar. Here we go. You can't spell. Who cares what you can and can't spell with what? Where did that all come from? Stuff is dumb. Spence can't. You can't spell Gelfling without elf. I'm like, well, yeah, but they're also totally descendants of elven folk, bro. So why you got to come at me, son? Why don't you just roll back? I can kick it with Fizzgig. We're going to go hang out with Ogre. You know what I mean? Ogre's level 14, yo. She get that big proficiency bonus. All right. I am selecting areas to find a shade color for my Oscar award. I mean, Asimar. And the best D&D race goes to somebody. There we go. Cool. Just getting him started. Getting him started. I've got the stir crazies because I've been drawing too long. Sometimes I get stir crazy because I draw too way freaking long. Boom, boom, boom. I get a case of the crazies because I draw too stinking long. Drawing for hours on end, and there's other items happening in life, and it makes you draw too long, so you go crazy. Yes, you go a little bit crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, Dionne Warwick presents the Asimar Star Power Hour. Boom, 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 starring Donny Osmond, Ralph Lauren, Bristow, and Jean-Claude, and featuring Tom Selleck. with music by Hanson. All right. That's looking about where I want him to be. He does look like an Oscar award, so that's a big part of it. If you're doing like these kind of smoother surfaces, you want to jump shades to go to highlight. Yo, I don't jump no shade. Because when I jump shade, looks like a specular highlight. Painting on my gold color and my passenger's ride. Painting a crisp highlight. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. You're painting highlights again. This is for the people of the sun. You're painting highlights again. Bow, bam, 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 bam. Ow, wow, chicky, chow, chow, chicky, chicky, chicky. All right. I am done mucking about. Hi, hi, hi. Oh, yeah. Coming on back to my Minotaur man. Why people watch this channel remains to be seen. I think he needs to close his fist. Yes, that is a much more powerful grip on the weapon. And it also needs to flip. Because only a nincompoop would carry a weapon hammerhead side up. I got a monkey time on the monkey road. I'm gonna fly till I can't mow toad. There we go. Fire, thunder, all through the night. Okay, I don't want to be using this brush for this job. I promised to give us in the morning light. Love saying to make my hair gonna be all right. There's his mace. Come on, shave your soul tonight. Ooh, ooh, thunder. Barrel, dinkickity, barrel, barrel, barrel. That was a great album. Anyway, yeah, he's going to come together. I'm getting tired. It has been a long day. That's how I get started on a set of characters of this style. So line art first, and then doing your color painting right underneath your line art to get a relatively traditional kind of comic book sort of look. And then, you can or cannot clean out your paint. So you can always clean all this messy paint off. But something in my artist part of my brain likes to keep it. Like, there it is, clean. But keeping it, to me, is kind of fun, and it's almost like bounced light or something. So, thanks for tuning in, guys. This was a drawing stream here on Runehammer. It's old Ingrid Bernal here, painter from the town of Barholm. You guys have a great Sunday night, and I'll see you next Friday. Well, I'll see you Friday.